Right now, southern Wisconsin recovering from storm damage. We'll show you the community's hardest hit.
Plus, a true labor of love is shutting down.
Why a Cajun restaurant on Madison's east side closed its doors. You okay? Can I get you some water? You got one?
The thing is, I got some water.
There you go.
Just a minute.
It'll take a minute. Hey, welcome. Thanks for tuning in, folks. Friday here on News 3 Now this morning.
Don't need a protein bar before coming on here. Not the smartest thing. But good morning. Happy Friday. We are here. We've made it to the end of the week, and we got a lot to get to this morning.
Yeah, we do. Talking about that storm damage from yesterday. Mayville is one of the hardest hit areas. The mayor there declared a state of emergency.
Our Armand Rahman followed residents of Mayville as they spent the night sifting through the debris.
I'm on South Main Street in Mayville, one of the hardest hit parts after Thursday's storm, and residents say that disaster really had the worst timing, especially for one family. Angie Fiore and her family just moved to this house in October. When she heard the sirens and warnings, she ran with her family to the basement.
I could feel the pressure drop. My ears popped. I kind of like it sucked the air out of the room. We saw a branch come down by the window there, and I thought it was from this tree and didn't realize that all of this had happened.
But she had no idea this tree showed up on and destroyed her doorstep.
Still kind of in shock.
Across Mayville, flying trees and debris displaced other residents, while others navigated a battlefield of tossed trailers, crumpled barns, and more. For Fiore, it once again all hit at the worst time.
My son graduates on Sunday, and so we were going to have just kind of a family get-together. But we just move forward, move forward. What can you do? You just got to keep going, right?
But she says she's grateful they don't have to keep going alone.
It was just amazing just how people just came out and just started cutting trees, for people they don't even know. Their hearts are just to help.
Fiore tells me she does have insurance and has started the claims process, so now the only thing her family can do is keep looking forward. Reporting in the city of Mayville, Armand Rahman, News 3 Now.
All right, let's get to some of the viewer pictures and video. Hail dropping here in southern Wisconsin. Amanda Hubbard in Oregon shared the video with us. We want to thank her for that. Her front yard peppered with golf ball sized hail as she reaches down and then picks up a handful. Look at the size of those. And in downtown Madison, a viewer seen here holding a pretty good chunk of ice as well as those storms pushed through late yesterday afternoon. Fitchburg and Monona also reporting hail with sizes reaching up to golf ball size hail. That one on the right of your screen, that's a pretty big chunk there. We want to thank everybody for sending in all those videos and the pictures. It really helps us tell the story of the storms that pushed through our communities.
Yes, and now we're taking a look at the Alliant Energy outage map. Most of the reported outages right now in Dodge County in areas like Juneau and Mayville. That's where we're seeing the large storm impact.
All right, let's get out to meteorologist Savannah Brito, who's live in Stoughton this morning. Good morning.
Yeah, guys, we did unfortunately have a lot of severe weather come through southern Wisconsin, and specifically Dane County had a lot of hail reports. We did see the brunt of the damage, though, just to our north. There were tornadoes that touched down. The National Weather Service office in Milwaukee and also La Crosse did confirm a couple, waiting to hear on more reports. But all that blue that you see, the widespread and the most storm damage that we had were hail reports across southern Wisconsin. We also had some wind gusts and wind damage too, but like I was mentioning, those tornado, the red little circles you see by Fremont, Baldwin, and up near Stevens Point, or just south of Stevens Point area, those were all the confirmed tornadoes so far, and that was mainly confined just north of our viewing area and northwest across southern Wisconsin. We do have the potential for seeing a couple of stronger storms today. No widespread severe weather, though, is likely. Madison and also eastward. We'll talk more about that and also preview Setnamai and the bunad that I'm wearing this morning coming up.
All right, we'll talk to you then. After the storm passed through our viewing area, it hit Milwaukee County. You're taking a look at some of the damage in South Milwaukee. We Energy is reporting hundreds of outages in that community. Also in Milwaukee, the City Hall and Zeiler Municipal Building on lockdown after reports of shots fired Authorities now believe it was a possible false alarm. The city's mayor says an investigation hasn't recovered any evidence of shots fired. Milwaukee police say there is a person of interest that they want to talk to, and the incident is still under investigation.
In state capitol news, lawmakers in the Senate have approved several crime bills. One proposal would ban anyone convicted of a violent crime from changing their name. We're also watching closely to see if Wisconsinites could get a tax cut in the next state budget. That would require Republican lawmakers to reach an agreement with Governor Tony Evers.
It's imperative that we meet by the end of next week at the latest to stay on schedule to pass a budget by the end of the fiscal year. It's as simple as that. Time's ticking.
If lawmakers and the governor can't reach an agreement, it could delay the state budget process past the June 30th deadline. But Wisconsin wouldn't face a government shutdown if that happens, so lawmakers could take their time.
Wisconsin is performing better than the national average when it comes to employment. The state's Department of Workforce Development announces over 3 million non-farm jobs in the state. Preliminary estimates for last month show Wisconsin's seasonably adjusted employment rate increased at 3.3%, less than the national unemployment rate. The state's labor force participation rate ticked down to 65.5% in April, marking Wisconsin's participation rate above the rest of the nation. In other news this morning, we have some new information on the Sean Diddy Combs trial. Combs' lawyers questioning Cassie Ventura this week about their 10-year relationship. Attorneys presented texts and emails from love notes to exchanges about drug-fueled sex encounters called freak-offs. Ventura testified about consensual sex after accusing Combs of rape and said that both struggled with painkiller addictions.
Years ago, or, something, testimony like that may have been, more detrimental to a witness. But I think that, culturally, there's a lot more understanding about the nuances of withdrawn consent.
Ventura also testified about jealousy and infidelity on both of their parts. It said that both were addicted to painkillers again, and that was when Combs was in withdrawal. He was more violent. Ventura's attorney says drug use does not exclude the alleged crimes. Combs faces 5 federal charges, including sex trafficking and racketeering, and has pleaded not guilty.
New this morning, a report on the Consumer Sentiment Index comes out today. Economists are predicting a rebound after months of decline. Predictions now at 2.4% globally and 1.6% in the U.S. this year. The Producer Price Index is down month over month, and experts say lowering tariffs on Chinese imports helps inventory levels. The Federal Reserve Chair says he's still concerned about the supply chain and inflation. He says interest rates could remain higher over the long term. A Cajun restaurant on Madison's east side is closing its doors for good. Rebecca Ulrich spent the last 2 years running Rue Beret Solo. It's her way of bringing her Louisiana roots to Madison. Now at 29 weeks pregnant, Ulrich is closing the restaurant to focus on her health due to her high-risk pregnancy. After announcing the closing, hundreds of people sent love to Ulrich and helped buy the last of the food and supplies.
I'm happy, I'm sad, I'm relieved, it's all of the feels, all of the emotions, all of the emotions doesn't begin to describe all of the emotions that I had.
She says she's grateful for the support from the community who helped her sell the last of her food and supplies. She's not sure or when she'll reopen, but for now she's prioritizing her family.
Oh, what a tough decision. I can't blame her for making a decision, putting her family first.
Yes, absolutely.
So I wish her the best.
Yes, best of luck and congratulations. And still ahead in morning sports, a Badger on ice is one of the best in the nation. We'll tell you who coming up.
You're watching News 3 Now this morning. Moving forward.
Good morning and happy Friday. We're live in Stoughton this morning previewing Setna Mai. I'm wearing a bunad that Beth from the sewing room made me. Check out how cute it is. As soon as I got this emailed to me, I was like, I cannot wait to put this on. Norwegian Festival happening all weekend long, and the weather for it It's not going to be that big of a problem. We will have a couple of storms to get through later today, and then it will be breezy tomorrow, but at least we're not tracking rain for Saturday. And overall, it's looking like a pretty good Sunday, just a lot cooler than the temperatures we have been seeing for the last about week and a half now. Temperatures will still be near 80 today, and then we do have a cold front, that being the focal point for maybe a couple stronger storms later in the day, and then that's also going to be the reason why we cool down over the weekend. So we do got a couple of stronger storms, potentially Madison and eastward later in the day. Clouds and breezy for Saturday if you're heading down to Stoughton, and then we will have sunshine on Sunday and calmer winds overall. This is the outlook for later today. The city of Madison, Fond du Lac, Watertown, Janesville, every area included in green. This is a low-level marginal risk. It's not going to be anything like we saw yesterday. We were expecting widespread severe weather yesterday afternoon and evening. Today, a couple stronger storms that produce some gusty winds and some hail cannot be ruled out. But overall, it's looking like we could see this in the afternoon and the early evening. We'll still have showers overnight, but nothing would be stronger on the stronger side at that point in time. We're at 61 right now. Temperatures will warm close to 80. And then the later into the day we get, that's when we do have those shower and storm chances. Let's time that out on Future Track. I do think we could see a couple of stray showers just around lunchtime or slightly after that. But then once we're getting closer to that dinner time frame, about 4 to 5 p.m., this is when we could see a couple of storms that produce, again, gusty winds, some smaller minor hail, not expecting what we saw yesterday. And then some showers that'll take us into the evening and then the early nighttime hours. That will clear up by Saturday morning, though, so that's good news. I still think we'll have a lot of cloud cover to deal with and breezy conditions. Winds today into tomorrow are going to gust upwards of about 40, maybe as high as 45 miles per hour. I think that's a little more likely, though, directly to our west. And then into Saturday night and Sunday, that's when they're finally going to come down a little bit. Temperatures will be in the lower to mid 60s at best this weekend. And then Thursday and Wednesday, we're even going to have temperatures cool down. We're only going to be in the mid to upper 50s. And then as we're heading into the days prior to that, leading up to that, that's when it's finally going to be a lot better. We're looking at highs finally for Memorial Day weekend back into the 70s. And I know you're looking forward to the 70s.
Yes,
and
yeah.
happy we're here.
I know, happy we're here. Good morning to you, by the way.
Morning.
Looking great.
You too.
Take a look at these bunades. Again, shout out to Beth at the sewing room here in Stoughton for hooking us up. They're dressing the part this morning. Yes.
Absolutely.
And it's going to be a great weekend here in Stoughton to kick off Setting My. We're happy to be part of it here this morning here on News 3 Now. And I have a whole host of friends joining us in the 608 this morning. Look at this. We got a whole group of people. Sarah, I want to start with you here with the Chamber because this is always such a great event. I mean, this is your biggest event here at Stoughton for the year.
It is absolutely our biggest event. We bring in over 20,000 people that come in, and then that can highlight our city, our businesses, our non-for-profits. It highlights everything.
And this is what it's all about, is community.
It is definitely about community. It is, it has a little bit, it shows the Norwegian traditions. It shows all, athletics that we have. It hits from A to Z.
And this is a 3-day event, so there's plenty of time to be able to come out here and check it out too.
It is. It starts this morning at 9 o'clock, and it goes all the way through Sunday, ending with the Norwegian dancers' final performance at 3:45.
Awesome. And I think two of the most exciting people in town right now are the king and queen of Setting My. We have Troy and Lynn Weezer joining us this morning. Guys, good morning to you.
Good morning.
Oh my gosh, what is this like to be, named king and queen of Setting My?
It was an extreme honor, and again, we're really proud to be asked to serve in this capacity.
And you guys showed me your schedule. This keeps you pretty busy over the next couple of days.
Yes, it does. We're seeing all parts of Stoughton and all the schools, and it's been fun.
What's it like for you to be obviously at this level in the community where people are excited to be able to see you showcasing the town right now?
It was spectacular. Last night we were at the play, and actually we ended up getting an ovation as we were there. We walked into the Viking Brew Pub, and they were doing trivia, and they also all stood up and clapped. So it was just, it's a great feeling. You can just feel the love.
And this community, they rally behind Setting My so much. You guys get so excited for this festival. It's so cool to see.
Oh, yes, it's a very important event every year. There's people that come back, that move away and come back every year. It's like a family reunion, class reunion. The Norwegian heritage is very strong in Stoughton.
Oh my gosh, I love it. And there's so many things to check out here in Stoughton. We're at the Chorus Public House this morning where there's quilts on display behind us. We have Melissa joining us. Melissa, good morning to you.
Good morning, how are you?
I am good. There's a lot of quilts in this room right here.
We have a total of 90, and that includes the raffle quilts. But yeah, I think we've maxed out this year. We don't have any more stands really, and I think we've used the space as best we can.
And what is the quilt show all about here in Stoughton?
It's local quilters, Wisconsin area quilters that are showcasing their work over the year. It's not judged by other quilters, it's viewer's choice, so anybody coming in to look at the quilts can vote on their favorite, and it doesn't have to be the most intricate, it can be the one that just catches their eye.
Oh my gosh, well thank you guys so much for showing off the town here this morning. Of course, our fun is just getting started.
Yes.
This is going to be Savannah's first opportunity to dance with the Stoughton Norwegian dancers. I've been doing it for a few years now. Are you excited?
Yes, but I feel like I'm going to not do that well.
Oh, it's going to be great. It's going to be great. We're going to be
running
running over to the Stoughton High School here momentarily, so coming up around 6:45, guys, you're not going to want to miss it. It's going to be great live TV for a Friday morning as we help kick off Set and here in Stoughton this morning.
Can't wait to see those dance moves, guys. Keep it coming.
Hey, Josh is always looking for inspirational stories to share in the 608. You got an idea that you'd like to see featured? Reach out and let him know about it.
The Packers' schedule is no cupcake. Matt LaFleur will face 7 teams that made the playoffs a season ago, with 2 of them in his own division, a place that wasn't too kind to the green and gold last year. Green Bay won just 1 game in the NFC North, and this year their schedule is backloaded with 5 of their final 7 games against division opponents, already making December and January meaningful.
The fact that they start with a division game and then don't play again in the division until they play the Vikings on November 23rd in Green Bay, that's very unusual. And the fact that they play, the Bears, twice in a 3-week span, that's different. So I am super curious to see how that bottom stretch of the schedule plays out.
Year 3 in Madison for Layla Edwards was her best season as a Badger. She led the country in goals with 35 and finished with 71 points. Good enough for 3rd best in the nation. Edwards also won a national championship and a gold medal at the Women's World Championships. Up next, well, not a lot of rest because the Badger forward has something big she's planning on accomplishing next season.
Take a week or 2 off the ice, stay in the weight room a little bit, and then just get back to it because, we want to win the national championship again next year, but definitely want to make that Olympic team. And that's not going to happen if I'm just sitting around. So I want to be smart and take time off, but then get back to work because I've got a goal to achieve.
To the link, Steve Stricker playing in his first tournament since January, and he had the putter working on the back 9. First, he'd birdie 10 and then follow it up with another chirper on 11. Stricker's tied for his 4 under, tied for 10th, and his friend Jerry Kelly was even better. He carded 8 birdies, including this long one on 17. Kelly is 7 under, 2 shots back after the first round of the region's tradition. Whitewater softball started regionals with a statement. The Warhawks no-hit Penn College to advance to the winners bracket. Whitewater will face Case Western Reserve University in a couple of hours. Well, let's kick it. Sugar River hosting McFarland in girls soccer. After a scoreless first half, the Raiders struck first. Anya Brankman goes corner pocket with the left foot for her 31st goal of the year. That gives Sugar River a 1-0 lead, but McFarland would answer. Weah Zhao sends a strike into the back of the net for the equalizer, and that's how this one would finish in a 1-1 tie. And that's it for Morning Sports. Have a great day.
Hey, we're back here. May is AAPI Heritage Month, which is a time to celebrate and recognize the rich history, diverse cultures, and significant contributions of Asian Americans and Pacific Islanders. And we have State Representative Francesca Hong joining us this morning to talk about that. Representative Hong, thank you so much for being here. Just as some background, you were the first Asian American elected to serve at the State House. So now that you've been there for a bit, what struck you the most about the inner workings of our state government?
There are a lot of things that struck me, and Chris, thanks so much for having me. I think that working within state government is a lot of relationship building, a lot of making sure that we're having conversations about the issues that are important to Wisconsinites, but it's also a lot more about being in the community and making sure that folks feel heard and represented.
This month, you launched the first AAPI caucus at the state legislature. What do you hope to accomplish with the new caucus now in place?
I think now that there are more of us to create a caucus with Representative Renuga Mayadev and Representative Angelito Tenorio, we're really looking forward to making sure that the diverse diaspora of the Asian American community in Wisconsin have more access to government, have opportunities to meet with us, and we can show the rest of Wisconsin that our cultural diversity is really a strength for the state.
Yeah, it sounds like you have some goals now that this caucus is in place. What do you want viewers to know about AAPI heritage? I mean, it's a rich part of our history and our culture here in Madison and Dane County. One last thing, just what do you want people to take away who are watching this morning?
I think the Asian American diaspora is so massive, and I think that's really a testament to how special it is. There is not just one way to be Asian. We celebrated Hmong American Heritage Month this month, and Hmong American Heritage Day, Hmong and Lao Veterans Day. The Asian American story is a Wisconsin story, and I think the more interconnected we feel, the stronger our communities are.
Representative Hong, thank you so much for joining us this morning.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me.
We're back after this.
It just hit like a rocket. I mean, it almost pulled me out the front door.
This morning, storm damage across the state. What next for those impacted?
Plus, a Milwaukee judge pleads not guilty to federal charges. How people in Madison are reacting.
Good Friday morning, everybody. Thanks for tuning in to News 3 Now this morning. I'm Chris Stanford.
And I'm Kyrian Lee. Thanks for waking up with us.
And we're going to begin right away with that damage from across the viewing area last night. Dodge County appears to be one of the hardest hit areas. Right now, we're looking at damage from Mayville.
That's right. Across Mayville, flying trees and debris displaced residents. Meanwhile, many had to navigate tossed trailers and destroyed barns. Another area that saw a lot of damage is Juneau. News 3 Now's Maddie Heimsch has the latest on the damage and response.
Right here in Dodge County got a bulk of that damage, and while some spots in the area got hail, some got wind, some got rain, right here in Juneau, homeowners really got all of it.
And it just hit like a rocket. I mean, it almost pulled me out the front door.
That rocket, wind, rain, hail, and likely a tornado that tore through Chris Rudiker and Roz Walters' homes in Juneau.
We had a little garden shack out back, and that is gone.
I've got a big maple up in back that it completely uprooted.
Our plants, flowers, kids' bikes, shingles off the roof.
We've got a play set that's tipped over in the back.
Roz and Chris's families avoided injuries.
We got to round up the kids and hit the basement, so we grabbed blankets, snacks, water, and we went downstairs.
Everybody is safe.
But their homes didn't avoid damages.
The kitchen dining room is all flooded.
Like the other Dodge County residents who saw that same storm damage, they say it'll take time to recover.
Between family, we'll find somewhere to stay.
We'll probably just be making calls, insurance claims, and go from there.
Now, Chris tells me his daughter's 8th birthday party is scheduled for Saturday at their house, but he thinks with a bring your own work glove policy and a little bit of yard cleanup, the party will go on. Reporting in Juneau, I'm Maddie Heimsch, News 3 Now.
Dodge County Emergency Management designated the Dodgeland School District as the shelter for Juneau families who were displaced or lost power.
Let's get to some of those pictures and videos from our viewers, which really help tell our story here. A lot of hail. This is Greg Chicky's patio that got pelted by some hail in Sun Prairie. Over in Middleton, one viewer sent us an image of a large ball of hail in their hand. That's a pretty good chunk of ice. And a viewer in Spring Green sending us video of hail just pouring down and pelting her patio furniture. That was right as those storms pushed through yesterday afternoon.
Now here's a look at the Alliant Energy outage map. Crews are working hard to restore power. They are making great progress, though, at this time, and under 1,000 customers affected by the outages at this time. Most of the reported outages are in Dodge County in areas like Juneau and Mayville, where we're seeing a large impact from those storms.
All right, let's take a break and Check in with our crew live in Stoughton this morning, including meteorologist Savannah Perito. Good morning, Savannah.
Well, we did unfortunately have a little bit of severe weather yesterday. You see all these blues. That's all the hail that was reported across the southern Wisconsin. For the most part, the tornado reports were confined to central Wisconsin, just to our north and northwest. There was also a lot of wind damage and wind reports as well. We could see a couple stronger storms later this afternoon and the evening, the city of Madison, and then also eastward, hail and gusty winds. But setting them eyes happening. We were live in Stoughton. Now we're at the Stoughton High School. Josh is going to be joining me here soon. We'll talk about what's happening this weekend coming up, guys.
All right, Savannah, sounds good. We'll talk to you soon. If you are in Rock County, listen up. The emergency management team there is changing the criteria for activating its outdoor warning sirens. The sirens are now going to sound when the National Weather Service issues a severe thunderstorm warning that carries a destructive tag. That means a storm can produce at least baseball-sized hail and pack winds of up to 80 miles an hour.
In an update, Milwaukee County Judge Hannah Dugan pleads not guilty to federal charges. She's accused of helping a man avoid immigration agents. She made her first court appearance yesterday. Her arrest sparked protest across the state, including here in Madison. The FBI arrested Dugan last month, and a federal grand jury indicted her earlier this week. Protesters in Madison say the case reflects what they call a chilling effect from the Trump administration.
We will not stand idly by while he terrorizes immigrant workers and their families, and we will not stand idly by while he tries to destroy our constitutional rights.
Judge Dugan is expected back in court in late July.
5 years ago, scenes of chaos and confrontation right here in Madison made headlines across the country. Shattered glass, burning cars, and tense standoffs. The unrest after George Floyd's death pushed Madison police to rethink how they serve the city. A lot of changes have been made since 2020, but there's still more work to be done.
That was one of the most profound periods of time, and the most profound period of time in my entire career. And I think what stands out the most is a lot of emotion on all sides of many topics.
So what's different now and what's still left to do? I'll dig deeper into the lessons learned and the challenges that lie ahead tonight on News 3 Now at 10.
Public Health Madison and Dane County is looking for a white poodle mix wearing a blue collar. The dog reportedly bit a minor Wednesday near the tennis courts at Bell Phillips Memorial High School. The dog was not with an owner at the time. Anyone with information is asked to contact police and fire dispatch and request animal services. If the dog is not found, the victim may need to receive rabies treatment.
The EPA says it is rolling back limits on some of the forever chemicals known as PFAS in our drinking water. They've been found in more than 2,700 water systems across the country, affecting more than 150 million Americans. The Biden administration established limits on those chemicals, which have been linked to serious illnesses, including heart disease and cancers.
And it's not just in our drinking water, by the way. It's also in the soil. They found it in rainwater. And it's estimated that some 30,000 industrial polluters are putting out PFAS chemicals into the environment in this country.
The EPA says limits will stay in place for the two most common chemical types. It's rolling back the rules on the others to give water systems more flexibility.
Walmart is warning shoppers to expect higher prices starting in June. The company says tariffs on Chinese imports are driving up cost on items like groceries and school supplies. Walmart plans to keep prices as low as possible, but expects more markups than usual this summer. Shoppers could see price increases during the back-to-school season.
It's going to happen at Target. It's going to happen at Best Buy. It's going to happen at Amazon.
Consumer advocates recommend comparing prices at different stores as deals may be harder to find.
Well, there is a flurry of activity across Chinese factories and ports. American and Chinese companies are rushing right now to make the most of the 90-day tariff pause. Container tracker Vision shows bookings for shipping containers from China to the U.S. have spiked almost 300%. Chinese media reporting suppliers are working overtime to meet demand from U.S. companies who are restarting orders.
Secretary of State Marco Rubio is in Istanbul this morning for talks between Russia and Ukraine. Expectations are low for these first direct discussions in more than 3 years. Neither country's president is attending. President Donald Trump says peace talks will not move forward until he meets with Vladimir Putin. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky accuses Russia of sending only a symbolic delegation.
With the start of hurricane season approaching, FEMA officials say they are not prepared. An internal agency review says the agency is struggling to coordinate with states and all the new red tape that says it will slow emergency responses. FEMA lost about 30% of its full-time staff since the start of the Trump administration due to layoffs and employee buyouts.
A new artificial intelligence tool is raising questions for many legal experts. Just this month, for what is believed to be the first time an AI-generated victim impact statement was used in a manslaughter case. The technology raises questions about its role in court, including whether it should influence a judge's sentencing decision.
When people see something and they hear it, even if they know that it's generated, it's not what actually occurred, it has then changed their thought process in a way.
Legal experts say the AI victim impact statement was not considered evidence and not presented to a jury. They say it is unlikely courts will allow AI-generated statements in front of jurors anytime soon.
Well, just in this morning, CNBC reporting cable companies Charter and Cox are merging. They are the two largest cable companies in the U.S. The merger will see the company change its name to Cox Communications. Charter's Spectrum, though, which many of you have, the brand on its cable, broadband, mobile, and other services, will become the consumer-facing brand across all customers.
One man's trash is another man's treasure. That's the mission statement of the Wisconsin Medical Project. It's a nonprofit that sends used medical equipment across the world. David Peterson from Madison is gathering medical supplies to send to Ukraine. He's been on this mission since December 2024. And while he wishes he didn't have to, he's determined to continue for as long as he needed.
I know I can't control the outcome of this war, but I can control what I do in this garage with these boxes, and I'm going to pack them as good as I can and as long as I can and try to do what I think is my part.
The boxes he packed this week will be picked up on Monday morning. They will take about 5 weeks to get to their destination in Ukraine. Well, stay right here with us. Festival in Stoughton.
They're going to have all the details, plus some fun surprises. Don't go anywhere.
You're watching News 3 Now this morning. Moving forward.
Well, good morning, everyone, and happy Friday. Josh and I are here live previewing Setnamai in Stoughton. We're at the Stoughton High School. We'll get to all that in a minute. First, the forecast, though, for the weekend, if you are planning on heading out to Stoughton. We're going to be nice, near 80 today. Temperatures, at least, will be nice, but we do have that storm threat to talk about in a second. Saturday looks good, just breezy. I think Sunday is going to be the pick of the week unless you're heading out early to the mid-afternoon today. Temperatures are going to be good, and we won't see rain until about after lunchtime, I would say 1 to 2 at the earliest. We'll show what future track could look like. If we are able to see stronger storms, it's going to be minimal. We're under a lower level marginal risk, the city of Madison and eastward. Nothing like widespread severe weather like we had yesterday. That is not in the forecast today. Just could see some hail and some gusty winds if we are able to squeeze out any of those stronger storms. We're at 61 in Madison right now. The rest of the area, very similar to that, upper 50s, lower 60s. We do have one of the warmer temperatures in Madison right now. Once we get to the late afternoon, early evening, that's when we could see those storms develop. 50 in Watoma, 55 in Janesville. We've got a lot of 60s out there too. 1 to 2 p.m., I think we could see some showers develop. That's mainly going to be west of Madison, but then much more widespread Madison and especially eastwards the closer you go towards Watertown, Fond du Lac, Milwaukee, Sheboygan, those areas. That's near dinner time, but beyond that, a couple of spotty showers into the evening. I think we could see that even into early tomorrow. No stronger storms at that point in time, just some spotty rain. It'll be pretty windy though. Winds could gust upwards of about 40 to 45 miles per hour, and it'll stay breezy into Saturday. Once we're getting to Sunday, I think that'll be the pick of the week for the weekend anyways. Cooler, but at least temperatures are going to be only about 5 degrees below average. Once we get to Tuesday and Wednesday, temperatures are going to be in the mid to upper 50s. And then beyond that, we're looking at the 70s heading into Memorial Day weekend. So finally going to see the warmer weather, which You're a big boater.
I am.
So you're probably looking forward to that, Josh.
I am looking forward to that.
And we're looking forward to what's happening right now.
Oh my
Are
gosh.
you excited?
Don't we look good?
We look great.
This is great. We got to give a
Beth
shout out to
put us
Beth.
together.
Yes, Beth over at the sewing room, and also the Nordic Nook for your pin
I
up there
know.
too.
Looks great.
We're dressing the part here this morning, and it's a good thing we are because look, we have all of the Norwegian dancers here at Stoughton High School joining us this morning, and this is going to be Savannah's first opportunity to dance. We've been practicing a little bit.
Yeah, I think we might have gotten it down a little bit.
We're going to see. I want to bring in Kellen and Katie here. They're a couple of seniors here on the dance team. Guys, good morning to you.
Good morning.
Oh my gosh, what is this like being a part of the Norwegian dancers here at Stoughton High School?
It's amazing. We get to travel everywhere, especially perform in front of the kids. That's always the most fun part of it all, and just putting a smile on their face.
And how long have you guys been dancing for?
Both of us have been on for 3 years.
So is this kind of the thing to do when you go to Stoughton High School?
Yeah, it's pretty popular, and it's a great time, great group to join, and so, yeah.
And you can see like the bond that you create with all of your classmates is like no other.
Definitely. We do a lot of team bonding over the summer and throughout the year. Do things like bowling, swimming, all that good stuff.
All right, any tips for Savannah and me this morning?
Smile and have fun.
Smile and have fun. Well, we're going to do just that. I'm going to hand my microphone over here, and we're going to get this started.
Perfect. One time. Another time. There we go. One. One feel out.
Well, how did we do?
I think we crushed it personally. Yeah.
Oh my gosh, that was so much fun. Savannah, how are you doing over there?
Good, a little dizzy. There was a lot of spinning, but it was fun.
That is so much fun.
We
So
did
you can
okay.
check out the Norwegian dancers here at Stoughton High School. They're going to be performing all this weekend. And what is it like for you guys to be out there in the community, showing off this stuff?
It's amazing, especially seeing a ton of people that you know in the audience. It feels a lot more special to perform in front of your own community.
And this is kind of the Super Bowl for you guys this weekend, right?
Definitely. Sentinel is a huge thing in Stoughton every single year, the whole weekend. There's a lot of people who come from out of town too. Everybody in the community, a lot of fun.
And I think a lot of the younger kids, the younger generations, are they looking up to you guys too?
Oh, especially, yeah. You see kids line up and sit around our performances at all times, and they're usually the ones that bring the most energy.
Oh my gosh, that's so awesome. Kellen, Katie, thank you so much. Savannah, get over here one last time here from Stoughton. We are looking great. We want to give a shout out to everyone here at the AAPI for hosting us this morning and having such a great time. We're looking forward to a wonderful weekend, and the weather's looking great here too.
I know, it'll be a little cool on Saturday and Sunday, but at least dry for the most part.
Cool is okay when we're all dressed up like this.
Exactly, yeah.
All right, guys, we'll send it back to you.
Oh, how about them?
See, I should have been out there. Maybe next year. It's okay.
All right, Josh, Savannah, live in Stoughton. It's set into my. Hey, you got an idea for Josh? We love those inspirational stories. We love community events. Reach out and let them know about it. And your idea might just wind up in the 608.
Lots of fun. Well, coming up in the morning sprint, which domestic airlines had the least customer complaints last year and which had the most?
And we got a birthday to celebrate this morning. We want to wish a happy 3rd birthday to Lincoln.
Oh.
Happy birthday. We hope you have a wonderful day. We're back with the morning sprint right after this. .6:53, time for the morning sprint.
Severe storms swept through the state, bringing strong winds, hail, and tornadoes. In Dodge County, the storms knocked down trees and power lines. The hardest hit areas include the cities of Mayville and Juneau. 2 factories were damaged and at least 1 home lost its roof. Only minor injuries have been reported. Officials are asking residents to shelter in place while emergency crews work to clean up debris. They're still on site at this hour, and they're hoping to restore power soon.
Here's a look at the Alliant energy outage map. Just fewer than 1,000 customers in their service area without power. Most of them are clustered right here near Juneau and Mayville. They are working right now to get those lights back on. Emergency officials there predict, though, it could take a couple of days to get everybody back online.
Rock County Emergency Management is changing the criteria for activating its outdoor warning sirens. From now on, the sirens will sound whenever the National Weather Service issues a severe thunderstorm warning with a destructive tag. That means a storm can produce at least baseball-sized hail and winds of 80 miles per hour or higher.
The Milwaukee judge accused of helping a man evade arrest by immigration agents has pleaded not guilty. Judge Hannah Dugan made that plea in court yesterday. The FBI arrested her last month. She was indicted on federal charges this week. She's expected back in court in late July.
The U.S. Public Interest Research Group says Southwest had the fewest customer complaints last year among all domestic airlines. Alaska and Hawaiian Airlines also ranked in the top 3 for the least complaints. The advocacy group based its findings on data from the U.S. Department of Transportation. Frontier had the most complaints, followed by Spirit and JetBlue.
This morning, lawyers for Sean Diddy Combs are set to continue their cross-examination of his former longtime girlfriend, Cassie Ventura. The R&B singer testified that Combs physically and emotionally coerced her into sexual encounters with sex workers. Lawyers for Combs tried to suggest that it was consensual and violence was part of a toxic relationship, not trafficking.
A new report on the Consumer Sentiment Index is set to be released today. Many economists are predicting a rebound after 4 straight months of declines. This comes as Walmart says some of its everyday low prices are increasing on certain items. Meanwhile, the Bureau of Labor Statistics reports that egg prices are improving.
We're also watching if Wisconsinites could see a tax cut in the next budget. This would require Republican lawmakers to reach a deal with Governor Evers. If lawmakers and the governor can't come to an agreement, that could delay the state budget process past the June 30th deadline. But Wisconsin would not go into a shutdown if that were to happen.
Secretary of State Marco Rubio is in Istanbul this morning for talks between Russia and Ukraine. Expectations are low for these first direct discussions in more than 3 years. Neither country's president is attending. President Donald Trump says peace talks will not move forward until he meets with Vladimir Putin. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky accuses Russia of sending only a symbolic delegation.
Well, make sure you come out to Stoughton, happening starting at 9 a.m. all weekend long, setting a Mai. The weather's going to be pretty good. We'll be still near 80. We do have a couple of storms and showers later this afternoon into the evening. And then a cooler weekend. It'll still be breezy today and tomorrow, but Sunday probably going to be the best day to come out. A high of 64 with lots of sunshine expected before a bigger cool down.